In 2007, the Central College football team continued its dominance of the Iowa Conference, finishing with a 10-0 regular season record to capture the school's 29th league championship. The year started with a bang as Central trounced a pair of out-of-state non-conference opponents, beating St. Thomas of Minnesota 35-10 in Pella and Hope 36-17 in the team's first ever trip to Holland, Michigan.
St. Thomas moves from right to left in their white and purple, and they run a handoff, and it's fumbled. Central's on it. It's picked up down the far sideline. Greg Altmaier is at the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Central! 4 down linemen for the Tommies here on 1st and 5. Connell, long count again, drops straight back, throws, Heisman in the end zone, touchdown, Central! Sauer going deep, overthrown, intercepted, Brett Dowd at the 18, and he'll return it down the near sideline. He might take it the distance, 30, 20, tripped up, steps aside, 10, 5, touchdown, 82 yards, Brett Dowd for the score.
The Dutch started Iowa Conference play at home against Luther, holding off a late Norse rally for a 44-36 win. The next week in Dubuque, Central had to hang on late again, beating Loras 17-14.
First down and 10 for the Dutch now at the Duhawk 21-yard line. 8:27 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Connell for the jugular, lobs it to the end zone, wide open, touchdown, Central! Second down and 8 as they credit Zachary with 2 to the 29. He's the solo set again with 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side of the formation, and Connell this time 5-step drop, looks left, throws back right, looking deep, Josh Smith hauls it in, breaks away, 10, 5, touchdown, Central, 71 yards, Connell to Smith. It's going to be much tougher with only 4.5 seconds. The Dutch have 4 defenders back at the 15. They're going to let him throw it deep if they want and then just play defense. Deep throw, back near the goal line, knocked down, double zeros, Central wins. Wow.
Homecoming 2007 saw Buena Vista come to town, and the Dutch handed the Beavers a 31-14 whooping. The next week was yet another close contest, this time in Indianola, as Central beat Simpson 28-21.
Toss left to Veldhuizen. They run the pass. Heisman going for Smith, and it is gone! Touchdown, Central! Josh Smith, a great catch, leaping high over 2 Simpson defenders, and it's a 26-yard Heisman to Smith, touchdown pass. Unkrich with Kane in motion, fakes to him, handoff to Maudlin, lost a couple of yards. Fumble, Central football. Greg Best making yet another play for the Dutch defense. Zachary, left side run, still on his feet, spins his way, breaks the tackle, 10, 5, touchdown, David Zachary, 33 yards for the score.
The last team to beat Central in the regular season was Co. in Week 3 of 2005 in Pella. The Cohawks visited Skipper Stadium in Week 7 of the 2007 season, and this time Central earned a 24-17 decision. So with the conference championship nearing closer, the Dutch traveled to Dubuque to take on the high-flying Spartans. In what was arguably the game of the year in Division III college football, Central brought home a 37-34 triple overtime victory.
Kraft goes motioned out wide to the right, and that'll drop Connell back, straight back, going deep, looking for Cam Waugh, and he caught it! Cam Waugh, a circus catch for the Central score! Connell's in a shotgun with Skirring to his side, and he wants to throw. And he is going to step up and dump it down to Skirring at the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and Vance Skirring is in the end zone for the first time this season. Touchdown, Central! 2nd and 7 at the 15-yard line. Connell takes the shotgun snap, throws over the middle. Heisman makes the touchdown! Touchdown, Central! Tim Connell to Cody Heisman, 15 yards and a score. Snap, hold, kick. Is good. 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 Central. Oh my gosh. Triple overtime. Unbelievable. 37-34.
Unbelievable.
And I believe it was partially blocked.
It was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
And it still found its way through.
Oh my goodness. Talk about the cardiac kids.
A date with arch-rival Wartburg was looming in 2 weeks, but Central still had to take care of business against Cornell, and the Dutch racked up a 40-14 win in the regular season home finale. So for the first time since 1989, two undefeated teams were matched up in the final week of the season as Central traveled to Waverly. The Dutch fought out a last-second 17-14 win over Wartburg in a game that certainly lived up to the hype.
Offset eye backfield, toss right. They're going to throw it back to Connell, who's wide open, trying to find the corner, cuts it back, touchdown, Central! And here's a play-action fake. Connell wants to throw, going for Smith, touchdown, Central! Josh Smith beat his man to the post, 25 yards for his 7th score of the year. What a wild finish to this game, including a very near turnover by Central trying to down the ball. 25 yards from Jake Vickers for the lead. Snap and hold are both good. Vickers' kick is good. Jake Vickers from 25 yards with 2.9 seconds remaining, and Central leads 17-14.
With 27 consecutive regular season wins under their belt, the Dutch were given the #1 seed in the Central Regional and a first-round home game against Olivet of Michigan. Central took care of business 38-17.
3rd and goal for Olivet at the 10. White, play action, roll out right. Mulder swallows him up back at the 20. It was a 48-yard punt, no return, with the fumble recovered by Central at the 18. And Connell's going to throw on first down. He's got Haugen open in the end zone. Touchdown, Central! Boy, blown coverage by Olivet there. And a 7-step drop. Connell looking to throw. Lucian wide open. Touchdown, Central! And here's the snap. They're going to throw, and it's intercepted by Guy Dirks, and then a huge block by Bitzke, and Dirks is in. Touchdown, Central! The quarterback just put it up there. Nobody in sight. Dirks was the only one who saw the ball coming.
In the second round, the Dutch met familiar postseason foe St. John's of Minnesota, who knocked Central out of the playoffs in 2006. What was supposed to be a tight game turned into a Dutch romp in a hurry, and Central scored a 37-7 knockout. 3rd down and 10 for Central. Connell back into the shotgun. He has 4 wide receivers, back to pass, hit as he fires, deep down the field, Heisman wide open, and off to the races, trying to find the angle at the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Central! 89 yards, Tim Connell to Coney Heisman. So the full 15-yard penalty. The 5th on the Johnnies for 45 yards today. Now it's 1st and goal for the Dutch at the 7 with 2:11 remaining. Connell, slant, Heisman, caught it, touchdown, Central! Fake to Kraft, Connell to throw, Smith in the end zone, away from the defender for a touchdown! That was picked off, but he's just strong enough to get the ball right out of Hake's hands. Central's season came to an end the following week in Pella as the Dutch were beaten 27-13 by Bethel of Minnesota on an icy field in the national quarterfinals. Central finished the year 12-1, matching the school record for wins in a season. 2008 is right around the corner, and you'll be able to follow the Dutch all year long on the home and away voice for Central College football, 92.1 KRLS. Head coach Jeff McMartin joins us every Wednesday night during the season between 6:30 and 7 o'clock for the Marion County PM Sports page. And you can also hear every Central game, home and away, live on 92.1 KRLS and KNIAKRLS.com, beginning with a pregame show 15 minutes before kickoff. Go Dutch!